I am fine. You are fine. We are fine together. Let's get this thing started.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The Lunsby Show with T-Bone.
And Chick Brew.
God bless. All these years, just get it right one time.
What do you want from me?
40 years they've been trying. You couldn't fire somebody if they were horrible, doing a terrible job for the veterans. And now you can say, you're fired.
Okay. No one listens to radio.
And now for a quick disclaimer. The Lunsby Show with T-Bone
And Chick Brew.
is brought to you by nobody. We have no sponsors.
The show is still rated G.
For Gloria. Hello, everybody. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. You've tuned in. The thing is, I do so many different products, and my intro to me is always the same. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. The problem is, I shouldn't do that when we're doing this. I wanted to fool the audience. I wanted to play a little Howard Stern-esque prank on them and say that because your ratings were so low, we decided never to bring you back again. I wanted to play that out. I had it all done up in my head, but immediately, so all podcasts have their own formats. Christina P., very famous lady, very funny lady, has said people love segments, and I took that to heart, and that's why we do segments. Somewhere along the way, we started giving a little piece of information before we played the opener to kind of like warm up the opening sequence. The Attempted Delivery podcast, one that I listen to often, they now take like some of the best laughs that they have during the show, and they use that at the very beginning of theirs. Our friends Chris and Ralph Tedda from the $18 podcast, they choose to do a quick narration. Both former radio guys, they do a wonderful little narration at the beginning. Us, I've always chosen just the first couple of seconds of random conversation and then say, let's get into it, and then turn it on. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. You understand?
Yes.
And because I'm so used to doing that, this prank that I thought about pulling on the audience failed miserably. As did asking them to score you.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I was thinking, oh my gosh, they must have scored me really low if you were going to play this prank and say I got... Yeah.
They didn't score you at all. You didn't score yourself. This is not uncommon. Our audience is from our radio days. We brought them with us into podcast world. We've picked up others along the way, but our primary fan base is people that used to listen to us on the radio. They listen to us on the internet. They do not participate, with the exception of some of our amazing regulars. I can almost always count on Mr. Taney to have some kind of hilarious quip. Mr. Stanley will always pop in with wonderful Vice, aged, saged advice from a man of his dementia. Age is what I wanted to say. There are a few people we can count on every week to make comments. Robert's getting really good at making comments. Jeremy's getting really good at making comments, and they're funny, and they appear on the Warno, and they appear on the Supplemental, and they comment on the Lunsby Show, and they're part of. We have some of those fans, but those are very few. A lot of our listeners, to include the new ones that you have brought into the fold, do not go to the fan page. They do not click on the poll. Is TuBaur doing a good job, yes or no? It wasn't even that. It was like on a scale of 1 to 5. How many stars would you give her? I was the only person to participate. I gave you 4. You didn't participate. Chick Brew didn't participate. The audience didn't participate. And that is true to character.
So I don't have my children anymore. They no longer reside in my house.
Okay.
And technology is their strong suit. These fan pages you talk of, these pages where we can vote, I don't really know how to find them, look for them. And when I search things, I'm not the pro of finding and searching. For instance, the question of the week that's going to be this week that I saw a couple weeks ago, I stumbled upon that and was like, hey, Yay! I wonder if this question's already been asked. Is this an old one? I don't know if this is an old one. I think this is a new one. So the problem is, without the children, I don't know how to survive technology-wise.
I love the fact that you said your children are no longer with you. I knew what you meant, but I love the way you phrased it, as if to say, they are no longer with me.
Now I can say my husband is no longer with me, and that's
Stop.
legit. The dogs are no longer with me.
What?
That's legit.
What happened to the dogs?
So Riley passed away last January. The Rottweiler that, by the way, guys, used to come visit us in the office all the time. He did. He died by a black cat. I don't like black cats.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know Riley was dead.
Yes.
And he has been dead longer than I've known you.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we saw each other. We never talked to one another. We never acknowledged each other. We never realized what a piece of the puzzle we were missing in our lives without each other until relatively recently.
Well, it's because I feared you.
As do most people, because I'm so fearful anyway.
I mean, walking in the front door early in the morning sometimes when I would see you, I was like, oh, there's that guy. Don't make eye contact.
There's that guy that greets me very positively with a big smile on his face. I do that
my booty
for everyone. Good morning. Hi, how are you? I do it for everybody. I fake it every day, and I fake it well, okay? I pull it off. So Riley has been gone longer than I've known you.
Yes.
And I am surprised right now to find out he is no longer with us.
Right.
I am equally surprised to hear you somehow blame this on a black cat.
It's true. I've got it on video camera on my home security.
A Rottweiler cannot be unalived by a black cat unless he was carrion. Was the black cat? I don't want to go there.
Yeah, watch where you go with those black cats.
Was there a gang of? Tell me how you believe a black cat killed your precious puppy.
I will not tell you how I believe. I will tell you factually based on camera evidence how he passed. It was raining one night. He was 13 years old. I put him outside to go potty. His routine, walk out the front door. He'd pee-pee right there in the grass. And then if he had to do his second business, he would often walk over to the woods. They didn't really poop too much in the front yard. And I saw him walking off and I thought, okay, he's just going into the woods to do his business. It's like 9:30 at night. And 20 minutes later, I go to the front door. He's not there. I'm yelling and screaming for him. Can't find him. Go out the side door, find him laying in the grass and he's trying to get up and he can't get up and he can't get up. And I'm like, what happened? I walk out, I lift him up and his leg is just hanging. It's just hanging. Like I thought, oh, he dislocated his shoulder. Long story short, took him to I couldn't take him to the emergency room because they told me it wasn't an emergency. My dog's in pain. I give him some highly potent drugs that his doctor gave him. Waited to the next morning, took him to the vet. Vet's like, oh, dislocated shoulder. We'll take an x-ray, get it popped back in. Do the x-ray, nope, spiral fracture. He was 13 years old and they said he would not survive that surgery. They'd probably have to amputate that leg. They would do that, but the only problem is my Rottweiler had 2 titanium rear legs. He did not have real legs. He is the first, as we call it, robo-dog, thanks to Dr. Sherman at VOSM down in Annapolis Junction, Maryland. Very good orthopedic surgeon. Going to put a plug there. Made my dog into a bionic rear-legged Rottweiler with titanium legs and knee joints.
Okay, I don't want to say
a lot to unpack there, yes.
I don't want to say anything bad.
But I never got to the black cat.
You never got to the black cat.
Yeah. So I went back to watch the video camera because I'm like, what happened? Saw Riley walk down the front sidewalk in front of the garage, and all of a sudden in front of the garage, there it was, black cat. Said black cat is like, wow. Riley's like, woof. Cat takes off running. Riley takes off running. Goes around the turn. By the way, I'm doing hand signals.
You are doing nothing but hand signals. This is so funny. You're going to have to remember that people cannot see you. You have to.
I got a cat in front of a dog with a hand, and it's chasing
You got a Tom and Jerry skit is what you got.
Yeah. Cat goes around the turn, dog goes around the turn, slides. I literally watch it on the camera. The camera catches it, everything. It's wet, it's pouring down rain, he slides, you see him fall, you see him, I turn on the sound, you hear him scream out, Bryan, and then you see him trying to get up, and he can't. For 21 minutes, he laid there, spiral fracture, trying to get up.
Okay, I don't think it's fair to blame this on the black cat. And I don't know why you hate black cats. A cat was just being a cat. And quite honestly, Riley was just being a dog, and they came across each other in the wild, and what happened. A dog chases a cat, and the cat's nimble, all nimbly, and the dog isn't, and elderly, and I am deeply sorry, of course, that you lost your puppy, and I just don't think you should blame the cat for it. Now, whose cat was it?
Just a stray cat. We have, living out here in the country, people just drop cats off, and we got a lot of black cats around here.
I had a great black cat once. His name was Polaris. He lived to be like 20 years old, which is amazing for a cat. He was a stray, and I was stationed in Newfoundland at the time. He was the biggest daggone cat I ever saw in my life. He was a giant cat, and he was a stray. He was living out there in the woods of Newfoundland on his own, surviving. He was a big boy, and we brought him into the security department, and we waited for somebody to claim him, and nobody claimed him, and it was his last day on Earth. They were going to give him the big green needle just because nobody loved him. But the entire time he'd been there, he was just sweet and adorable and lovely and kind and purry and kitteny and huge. Timing was a little off for me because I had recently brought home a little kitten for the fam. And that kitten, Poseidon, a little black and white kitten, was cute and adorable and cuddly and lovely. But I wasn't going to let this beautiful black cat die. So I took him home. And when I brought this big, black, beautiful cat back to my house, he lost his ever-loving mind. He didn't like the kitten. He didn't like the house where everything was wonderful and sweet about him. Now he was angry and evil, and he did this thing that scared me. I'll try to do a good impression of it. Deep.
What?
Guttural. It was like a lion's roar, but from an oversized cat. It didn't have the bellows of the lungs, but it definitely had a deep, resonating, and terrifying sound coming out of it. I was so scared of this cat that I brought into my house that I slept with the lights on and the doors locked that night.
Oh my gosh.
Now, luckily, like with me, once people get past the initial impression of me, they learn to love me. And with him, once I got past that first night in the house, I learned to love him. And he was a fantastic cat, and I got to spend many, many years with him. In a strange twist of events, my youngest daughter, who was my only daughter when I brought him home, was the one that ended up taking him to have him put down. And I don't think she should have had to do that, but she's a tough girl, so she did. And it broke my heart to find out that she had to put my cat down and that my cat was dead. That also hurt. I was a big cat guy. I love cats.
Really?
Yeah, because they were easy. Cats were easy, you know. You give them some water, you give them some food, and leave them for the weekend, and they're fine.
You're opening up so many doors, and I can't because this is rated G for glorious, and I've got perverted comments to make about cats and how easy
can say them. You just have to be careful on how you say them. Your friend on this show is the double entendre. If here's the real winning score. If you can do a non-sexual double entendre, you're winning the game.
Oh, I gotta practice.
Because by nature, a double entendre is a thing that has two meanings, one of which is usually sexual. But if you can mine the rare gold double entendre non-sexual, you win the game.
Yeah, I would like to say it is hard to find good.
You got to use your brain. You have to use your brain. You told me when you tried to speak to me outside of the show, which you cannot do if you're going to be a regular.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he held that to me or whatever yesterday.
She came at me with open arms, knowing it was going to shove me away. She wanted to tell me tell me about things she wanted to talk about, and I told her the same thing I would tell Chick Brew. Save it for the show.
And then he walked off.
Don't talk to me. Save it for the show.
And I was like, wait, but I have a list of things to tell you. And he's like, save it for the show. And he's walking down the hallway, and I'm like, but I have a list.
I want your list
right now.
I want your list, but I don't want to ruin it. hear it in advance of the show, have a wonderful epiphany that I may share in real life, and then when it comes time to do this, where other people are actually listening, blow it. So now that you TuBaur's list, I don't know, TuBaur, we need something. We need alliteration. If we're gonna make a segment, it has to have alliteration. TuBaur's.
No, it doesn't have to be a list, but I already put it into the categories when we talk about the food and then just general conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not a separate segment for TuBaur's tales.
No.
Yes. I like the way I'm looking at the spelling of TuBaur's. I would have went with the capital B that you have there. TuBaur's. And I like the incorporation of AU silently because it's there, right? And the money sign at the end. Genius idea. I don't know who came up with that.
Y'all. Getting paid, but I'm not getting paid.
T-Bone and Chick Brew now with TuBaur's.
Yes.
And
that should be our new show. T-Bone and Chick Brew now with TuBaur.
No, because I think the two of you are going to replace me if I allow you to.
Oh, we're totally going to replace you. We are totally going to replace you. My intent is to sneak in, get a show with her, show her how beautiful and lovely I am, show her my love and appeal to her, and tell her how much I adore her. And then slowly it starts going like this. I start pushing the screen. Like, we have videos, y'all. So the screen, we see T-Bone totally pushing off the screen. And it's just Chick Brew and TuBaur. Can we erase that?
Why would you want to erase it?
Oh, that was so messed up.
I don't think it was.
I called it T-Bars.
Oh, you want that erased. You don't want the whole segment erased, just T-Bars.
No, I definitely have intent on Chick Brew and I getting together. And like you said, Scissor Sister's moving you out.
This is what do they say when it's within someone's character that someone does something and they're like, yeah, that tracks. That tracks for your personality. With a history of doing said thing.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I like women. I am not embarrassed to say I find them attractive and beautiful, and I will tell them and touch them.
Huge fan. Always have been, always will be.
I do love the men too. So.
Not similar. Not we do not see the same on that. I love my fellow man, but I don't love my fellow man. We are clear on this.
Well, I would have been, I was a little confused by the beginning of the show. Glorious! The way he says it, ladies and gentlemen, it's just...
Well, it's because I couldn't get her to do it the way I wanted to hear it. I was giving her the cue, and she wasn't picking up what I was putting down, and I had to do it myself, which is pretty much a story of my life. If you want something done right... You do it yourself.
Yeah.
The way you reacted meant I was on the right track with what I was saying in a way that I was saying it.
Yes.
Cats are easy. Do it yourself.
Cats are easy. Yeah. Women. Yes. Cats are easy. That's all I'm going with. I'm going to stop right there. But I do want to tell you, last week we talked about something. And we talked about inappropriateness and reactions at work and things like that. And I thought about something this weekend, and I just wanted to bring this up. So a couple of years ago, and when I say a couple of years ago, I'm talking like probably 9 years ago, I was at work one day. This gentleman was having a bad day, and I went over to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, what's up? You seem like you're having a bad day. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to walk outside? Do you want to talk about it?" And he said, "No, but if you let me touch your breast, I would feel better." And I looked at him. I said, "Oh, that's sweet. Thank you for offering." I said, "But the day you touch my breast is the day I kick you in your balls and punch you in your face." And he was like, "Fair." And then I went over, gave him a hug, and I said, "But don't ever ask that again. Don't ever state that again, because you really don't want to find out what I'm going to do." And he's like, "Understood." And you know what? After that day, we could joke with each other and banter with each other and everything. Never made inappropriate comments to me, never made any suggestions on touching anything. I put him in his place. And I wanted to talk about, remember the good old days when women, if a man said something to a woman and they were like, "Ah, smack, how dare you talk to me that way?" And then the guy never did it again. What happened? What happened? Where did we go wrong?
So that's a beautiful rant. Very well done.
I just thought about that. I was like, I took control of my situation.
You didn't.
Women
You didn't.
today are
You-
kitty cats. Women today are kitty cats.
You didn't just think about that today.
No, I did not. It's been bothering me for a couple of days.
Yes, maybe because we've already talked about it.
Per your conversation last week. Well, okay, you talked about, remember the good old days when you could just smack a woman?
Yes. The way you ended your story right now was how I ended the story the last time we talked about this. And this is why we can no longer talk in person if you're doing the show. So because you've gotten yourself confused. And you think you had this epiphany on your own, but you're repeating my lines back to me.
I'm not denying that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am taking his last line, but I'm saying that his last line made me think about an instance where
you told the story before. You have told me the story before. I believe.
On air?
We were on air. But this is your 5th time. So we have now talked more here than we have talked in real life.
I never said that story on air.
Okay, but I've heard the story before.
You have.
But as recently as last week, I think I was talking about the old women need to go back into slapping people.
Yes.
Or as an alternative, letting men touch their breast.
Right.
I mean, that could have went either way, you know? And was it wildly inappropriate for someone to say something like that at work? Absolutely. But then again, who knows what kind of vibe you were throwing out there? Like maybe you were like, hey, you want to go for a walk, winky winky, or something? Something. You know, I got work to do. I ain't got time for a walk, but I mean, I'll cop a feel, you know, and that's... No, you won't. Don't you dare. I don't know why you all of a sudden sound like Mr. T.
Well,
I pity the fool.
I do pity the fool that tries to touch his breast. I pity that fool. I will say, I am just trying to point out that women have become soft and they want everything. They're the victims of everything. They want everything. They do
That's
everything.
not true. Please don't make our women listeners hate us.
I'm not making the women history. I'm just saying not all women.
Men have also become soft.
Oh, yes, they have. Men are bigger kitty cats than women.
I will.
Oh, my gosh.
I will illustrate my point with the following. So we don't want to alienate half of our audience, okay? So we're not going to say something negative about women and then not say something negative about men. If we're going to alienate them, we're alienating everybody, baby. So.
And I got to say, if we're alienating them, they do not deserve us.
They have been with me for years. Stop doing that.
Okay, sorry guys. I'm probably going to be this is probably going to be my last show.
Uninvited. So recently down in Miami, the Philadelphia Phillies were playing a baseball game. I don't know if you've seen the video of this, but a home run is hit into the bleachers. People rush for the ball. Man grabs the ball, walks over to his son, puts the ball in the son's glove, and gives him a big old dad hug. So far, so good. Immediately, Philadelphia Karen approaches. Wearing her Philadelphia gear and her butch-styled haircut, she aggressively approaches the family and demands the ball. And the father reaches into the glove, takes the glove out, and gives it to the lady. Not the end of the story. It's all caught on camera. AI has done some amazing things with Philadelphia Karen. Absolutely amazing things. It's so funny. I'll send you one of them afterwards. But she is incredibly famous right now as Philadelphia Karen because she took the ball from the kid that the dad got to give to the kid. Number one, the kid should have got the ball. If anybody's running for a ball in a stadium, it shouldn't be adults, it should be children. And the one that gets it wins the prize.
Right.
But when we talk about men being soft, I promise you're going to have to see this video. Because when Philadelphia Karen approaches the father, who is hugging his child at the time after retrieving the ball for him, the dad's reaction, well...
Is it put the fist up?
I wouldn't call it straight.
Oh?
It was glorious. I think glorious is the appropriate term. He is approached by this woman wearing a Phillies jersey and immediately unhugs his child, throws his hands up into the air, and does jazz hands and backs away from the child. It is the least manliest thing you have ever seen a man do.
So he leaves the child to be victimized by this woman?
This woman comes in hard, startles the man. He falls back to his jazz hands and away from the child, then reaches into the glove and gives the ball to the lady very, very apologetically. If there were man cards, his would be shredded immediately. Yeah. Later on, the Philadelphia Phillies, they love their fans. They give the kid a bunch of stuff. They give him a signed baseball bat hit by his favorite player. And then the Miami Marlins, they give him a bunch of stuff. The kid makes out like a bandit. Afterwards, they do a press conference. Father and child sitting there in front of television cameras and a microphone, and you can see that the kid is destroyed because of the actions of his dad. His dad is doing his best to articulate that I was just trying to teach him how to de-escalate situations at high tension, and it doesn't resort to violence, and you don't need to raise your voice. He surrendered as soon as she showed up. Nothing he said is true, and I think the kid knows it. If the kid doesn't know it, all of his friends do. All of his friends have seen the video, and all of them are asking the same question. Dude, what's up with your father? What is this jazz hands thing he's doing here? What's going on?
Well, you missed the 2-step back, forward, back, clap hands, and that he did afterwards.
I don't know what that means.
Like Will and Grace, where the jazz hands come from, and then Will.
Yeah, I often have to remind people, I'm a straight male. So your Will and Grace references, they fall upon deaf ears. I can't tell you, and I'm a television fan. I love TV. I can't tell you the name of a single person on that show. Not one. And it was on for like 10 years. I know that. I know like...
They even had a Karen on that show.
Was that the one lady that seems like she's the most famous?
Yeah, she's like the alcoholic.
Seems, that tracks.
Yeah. I don't remember her, her real name, but
I do. In all the TV shows that I've watched from over the years, I have all those details in my brain. That's what makes me such a good Jeopardy player. But for Will and Grace, I can't help you. I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you anything about the show, who was in the show, what the show was about. It was 2 people, and I'm pretty sure one of them was gay.
4 people, 2 of them were gay.
Okay, were Will and Grace gay?
Will was gay. Grace was his best friend from college, who they dated during college, and then they stayed best friends. And then they lived in the apartment together. Yeah.
Yes, I believe they cohabitated as a couple, and he was clearly gay. It was very strange watching the promos and not knowing anything about it.
Jack was the gay friend who did the jazz hands, and then Karen was Grace's assistant at her design show.
I feel like I'm most familiar with the girl that played Karen because I've seen her in so many other things that were also, I believe, gay-centric. I think she's like a character actor for gay roles.
Yeah, she may. I don't remember, but yes, she did do other movies. Yes.
Why do the gays love Cher so much?
Cher?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that they loved Cher.
What?
So. Do they love Cher that much?
They love Cher. They love Cher more than Streisand, and they love some Streisand.
It's her long, beautiful black hair.
It could be. It could be her spunk. It could be her very weird singing voice. I mean, I'm down with Cher. Cher's cool. Do you believe in life after love? Do you?
I do.
And what was it? If I could turn back time? And
I would.
What was her most famous song ever? Would you say?
Probably was Sonny Bono. And
yes. What was it?
It's coming to me. I'm playing drums. I don't remember.
I got you, babe.
Oh, yes. I got you, babe. Ta-dum.
So,
I got you, babe.
When we go 30 minutes into conversation, which we have done here, now we have 30 minutes of the show that we're going to reserve our segments. Sometimes the conversation rolls right into a segment. Sometimes the co-host is adamant about what they want the next segment to be. And other times, we just go to the Wheel of Destiny. Which would you prefer to do?
Let's go with the Wheel of Destiny. and I have a really good story to tell you about my weekend. I can do it then.
The Wheel of Destiny, Landon. Let's talk about cooking. It's time to talk about cooking.
And tonight prove one thing. You know all.
You have a list.
I do.
Your list is topic-centric. The topic is cooking. Tell me what you want to tell me that's on your list. Your list.
Is on my list. So right here in my hand is a little can of Bumblebee tuna salad. So I just want to let everybody know, as a single woman living by herself.
In the woods?
Widow in the woods.
Bumblebee tuna.
This is what I'm eating with crackers tonight.
Bumblebee tuna.
I don't feel like cooking, plus my fridge is empty, so la-da-da.
Bumblebee tuna.
Cracker, Bumblebee tuna.
So
Now, but that's not what I wanted to tell you about.
Come back. We'll come back in just a second. Let me just explain why I keep saying Bumblebee tuna.
Because I'm not getting it.
I was up for a part in a movie called Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yeah, right.
I was.
Let me guess. You were going to be Ace?
No. I'm a background actor. I do background stuff. And this was the third installment of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, which you probably don't know, but it's got Tommy Davidson in it, and it's mostly set in Africa. And Bumblebee tuna is a phrase that Ace Ventura uses a lot because he doesn't speak the language. Bumblebee tuna, y cuesta ocho. These are all things from there. And he just keeps saying it over and over. In Jim Carrey fashion, you'll see this. They won't. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
Oh, yeah, with the head bob.
Yeah. And it was, I think it was like your gagoolies are hanging out. I think that's what Bumblebee tuna meant.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, sorry for the mild distraction there. You got a couple of spoonfuls in of your Bumblebee tuna.
Yeah, it gave me
Balls
time to finish the tuna, wrap it up, put it in the little box there. Sorry if you hear it crinkling. So, no, what I wanted to talk about was food so hanging out with some said homeless bums that I was hanging out with lately. One of them said, "Oh, have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with chips in the middle and squished?" And I said, "Ew, no, one, I don't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. No, gross. My husband used to love them. I'd be like, honey, we don't have anything for lunch. I'll take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich." Ugh. So
you make that man, if that man wants a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And I did. I was a good submissive wife, and I did it in my husband's bed. I did as he said.
I don't believe that for a moment.
Oh, I love that man. I was an idiot. I would do whatever that man wanted. Yeah, like I said, he was gorgeous and loving, very loving to me. So anyways, back to this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I'm talking about this, and I say to another person, and I'm like, "Have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with chips in it?" And they're like, "No, but that sounds really good." And then they start going in. Then these two start having a conversation about how good this peanut butter and jelly sandwich is with chips. And it's got to be Lay's chips.
Yes.
It won't be any regular Ruffles or anything. It's got to be the Lay's chips.
Stupid Ruffles.
Well, then, lo and behold, we got a bag of Lay's potato chips, a single bag. And then they're like, "Hey, this weekend you want to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, don't forget to put the Lay's chips in it." And I'm like, "I don't want peanut butter and jelly sandwich with Lay's potato chips." They're like, "It gives it the crunch. That's what's the best part about it." I'm like, that is so disgusting.
Did you try it?
No, still have not tried. And then the argument was, do you use grape jelly or strawberry jelly? And there was an argument there, like strawberry jelly is better. Grape jelly, ew, gross. Peanut butter and jelly is best with strawberry, not grape. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm leaving the conversation.
Well, I mean, these sound like peanut butter and jelly connoisseurs. These are my kind of people. What about the density of, or not necessarily density, but the amount? There's a more intelligent word I'd like to use, but I'm going to just settle on amount right now because I can't find it. The distribution of peanut butter to bread to jelly to bread ratio. Was that discussed?
Yes.
Okay. Was your husband a higher percentage peanut butter than jelly to bread person?
He was more protein to jam.
We're not calling it protein, it's peanut butter. And the person he's arguing with, was he a thinly sliced peanut butter kind of guy with a more jam? Was he that guy?
So let me correct this. It wasn't my husband arguing. It was a man and a woman. And
he's trying to have some fun with it.
She said it
You
had
gotta
to
fact
do
check
with
me.
equal distribution. What are you saying?
I was just having some fun with it, and there you are trying to fact check me. All right, now
sorry.
tell the story. Go ahead.
She said you got to have your equal distribution of peanut butter.
Women believe in equal.
Yeah, 3 to 3 1 to 1 1 to 1 to 1 ratio.
Men do not believe in equal. Men are one of two camps: maximum peanut butter, maximum jelly. But you never
booty,
find a man
big boobs.
that's all about, I like an equal distribution of peanut butter and jelly. You never find a man that says that.
Right.
So you have to. Yeah, why do you hate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to begin with? First of all, they're amazing.
They're disgusting. Why? How do you put jam with
Jam.
peanut butter in? It just does not go. And people
I'm going
put it
to
on
sing it every
toast,
time.
too,
That's
and
what
I'm
I
like,
do.
oh, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Where's Chicky when I need her? She'd probably support me.
No. What she will do, and we will find out in a future episode, is she will agree with me that she believes it should be equally distributed, peanut butter, jelly, bread. And I will continue to contend, and our listeners can correct me if I'm wrong, and then I will call them liars, that it is one or the other with men. We are in one of the two camps. More jelly, more peanut butter. But we're also amazing experimenters. And if it wasn't for men experimenting with food, you would miss out on so many things that you most likely enjoy. First of all, you got Elvis Presley, okay?
Banana and peanut butter.
Man, Elvis did not have time for jelly, okay? I need my protein, man. I need protein on top of protein. Give me some peanut butter and some bananas.
Bananas, yeah.
Peanut butter banana sandwich. It's amazing.
But didn't he put marshmallow fluff on it as well?
He was not a marshmallow fluff fan.
Oh.
But I am. Man, if you want to take my mouth into a time machine, give me a peanut butter and a fluff sandwich. A toasted peanut butter and fluff sandwich takes me back to I was about 4. And that's all we could afford was some peanut butter and some fluff and some bread and a toaster. Probably not even a toaster. Probably that cast iron skillet my mother loved to hit me with. Probably one of those things.
So that's why you were beaten that much with the cast iron.
I get it. I deserved it. I was a pain in the butt. There is another time my mouth took a trip through time. When they first opened up the McDonald's in Rota, Spain, they made hamburgers the way McDonald's made the hamburgers in the 1970s. And in the 1970s, when you went to McDonald's, it was a big deal. It didn't cost a lot. It was prices adjusted for inflation. It's like a nickel, 10 cents,
Right.
whatever it was. But I mean, when the money was different back in the 70s, let's just say that for sure. But when the
So was the food, ladies and gentlemen.
oh,
It's probably
absolutely.
healthier.
But that first time I had it, and I do like McDonald's, but I'm a very simple man. All I want is 2 cheeseburgers. 2 authentic McDonald's cheeseburgers will just make my day. It gives me all of the memories. It gives me the flavor. It gives me some sustenance. It gives me the right amount of cholesterol to stop my heart again. It gives me all the things I need. But that first time I had a cheeseburger in Rota, I'm at the drive-thru for like 10 minutes. They didn't have the drive-thru down yet. In Spain, they don't rush nothing. So instead of microwaving or whatever we do in America to make McDonald's cheeseburgers taste like they did it old school with the original McDonald's recipe. And I parked in the parking lot because I was going to savor the moment. I hadn't had a cheeseburger in like a year at that point. And it was our McDonald's. We didn't have a McDonald's anywhere in the area. And I took that first bite and I was 5 years old again. It was a moment in time for me. I absolutely loved it. And about every 6 months when I was in Spain, I'd go there and consistently they made them old school.
Ladies and gentlemen, the golden arches would light up for him when he picked that up.
I have been lucky enough to be alive on this planet so long that I've watched the number of people served at McDonald's change. Like they used to keep count. And then the numbers got too big. Like
Oh yeah, that I do remember the counter. Yes, on the arch and the sign.
yeah, but
Yes.
once they got to 1 billion, it's like over 1 billion served. And then when they did multiple billions, it's like billions and billions served.
So basically, everybody on the planet times they've been here 60 billion times.
Do you understand the science of cooking things?
Fire, food, grills. No.
Neither do I. And I wish I did for this particular purpose. I eat a lot of hard-boiled eggs.
So does my ex.
They're an excellent source of protein. If you do them right, they're easy, they're portable. It's easy. I have the perfect way of cooking them. I put them in an Instapot for 6 minutes with water and vinegar, and she is shaking me off right now. She is waving me off. What's going on?
No, I have a better way of cooking them.
I am interested in hearing that.
But no, I want to hear yours. Instapot?
I put them in the Instapot for 6 minutes. I let them naturally release the steamed pressure from the Instapot for about 6 minutes. And then I put them in an ice bath for what is recommended 6 minutes, but I won't do 6, 6, and 6. I do 7. At least 7 minutes. That's what I do. And when I do that, I have video of it. I'm so skilled. I can open every one of those shells with just one hand movement. I tap it, I roll it, the shell just comes off. Usually in one piece. I can get through 18 eggs in about 3 minutes. It's amazing.
Wow.
Until I do something wrong. And Monday morning, I did something wrong, and I am so frustrated with this batch of eggs. I cooked it for 6 minutes. I'm pretty sure I let it naturally release for 6 minutes, and I'm pretty sure they were on ice for at least 7 minutes. But every single one of them I've tried to open, I've lost more egg to the shell than I've been able to eat. It's just, I don't know what was going on with this particular set of eggs, but it is the most, today I had 2 at lunch that took me 10 minutes to get all the peel off of them. At this point, I'm just going to start eating the peel. It's good calcium.
Right. Maybe it was the set of eggs that you bought. Maybe it wasn't the way you cooked them this time.
Yeah, these are COVID eggs. I don't know what shots they put inside them. These are some way back people eggs. No, they're just regular BJ eggs. I shop at BJ's because I love BJ's. I love BJ's. How do you make hard-boiled eggs? So
I do the normal way in a pot, but I went to my daughter's house and she was making hard-boiled eggs. She got this her mother got her this egg cooker, right?
I'm confused. You're going to your daughter's and her mother got her an egg cooker.
She's not my biological child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I just call them my children because I've been with them since they were 7 and 10.
Now I understand.
Yeah. So, she even acts like me. If you see her.
Oh, poor kid.
Yeah. She's not as aggressive as me. She's more professional and nicer to people. She's not as aggressive.
So she's got an egg cooker thing.
So she got this egg cooker thing. And I said, oh, man, said ex-boyfriend would love one of these. He eats hard-boiled eggs like crazy. You literally poke a hole in each of the eggs, put them in this little holder, put a measurement amount of water, put the lid on it, and push a button. And it cooks it for, 6 minutes or whatever it is. And then it beeps. You take them out, put them in cold water. So, because it's hot when you touch them. Roll it, peels right off. She got said ex this for Christmas last year. That man has not stopped using it. He loves that thing.
Oh,
he loves it. She loves it. These little cookers are amazing.
When it's done right, when you don't have to fight the eggs to take, they're awesome. Again, an amazing source of protein that they lied to us about. Do you remember that we went through a stage where eggs were the best thing you could possibly have?
Yes. Liar.
And then they were the worst things you could have. And then somewhere along the way, somebody said, all that stuff about eggs, they're just good for you. Just eat them in moderation. The campaign was the edible incredible egg.
Yes.
The edible incredible egg. And they had all kinds of commercials about eating eggs and how awesome eggs were for you. And then one day the government said, no, they're horrible for you. They will kill you. They are loaded with cholesterol. And then a couple of years later, the government comes back and goes, for the record, it's good cholesterol. Okay, so you can eat them, and that cholesterol is good for you. It's the HDL, not the LDL, or whatever. And just eat them in moderation. Which anybody who's ever seen Cool Hand Luke knows is less than 50. I've
never seen Cool Hand Luke.
As long as you eat less than 50 hard-boiled eggs, you won't blow chunks.
Okay, whoever is eating that many hard-boiled eggs, how do you not have gas?
His name was Cool Hand Luke. That's who eats 50 hard-boiled eggs.
Listen, in my office, if I come in with a hard-boiled egg, they start freaking out. They're like, great, she's going to have gas today.
And you're a strange person that's very proud of your gaseous emissions.
No, I'm just saying, I'm one of those people, look, if I have gas, I'm going to pass gas. And I'm going to say, excuse me, and then move on with life. People who hold that stuff in, it's going to pucker up your butt and out your mouth soon. And then your breath's just going to smell bad. So I'd rather have it come out the rear and say, excuse me, than have pretty smelling breath.
I go for a walk. I get away from the people I work with. I'm very fortunate. And I say this jokingly, but also seriously, I'm very fortunate in that I do not have offensive odors, okay? I believe if anything coming out of your body has an offensive odor to it, you're probably not as healthy as you could be. There's something wrong in your diet. My diet is good, with the exception of quantity. If I could nail down the quantity, I would be great because the quality is amazing. I eat healthy food, but I eat a little too much of it. But I don't has odiferous. I'm not odiferous.
I have healthy foods. I eat healthy foods. I just have a stinky, gassy.
Just watched you eat Bumblebee tuna and crackers.
Well, that's all I had in my house
and
tonight.
You called it dinner.
I have not been home to my house in 2 weeks. I think I come home just to do the podcast with you, and then I run back out.
You still live in America, right?
Sure.
Where you pass all kinds of places that have inside them these things we call stores.
I do not. Where I live, just to go to a grocery store, I have to get on the road, the highway. Just to go to a local grocery store, I have to get on the highway to go either way grocery store. It's stupid. I live too far out in the woods.
You pass by them on the way home.
That's a lot of work. That means I'm tired. I want to get home. I don't want to stop and deal with grocery shopping. And by the way, the grocery shopping is the worst job a woman should ever have to do. I don't see why men can't do it. Speaking of which, one of my employees, he does grocery shopping. He is the grocery shopper in the family, and I admire it.
Oh, I could definitely 100% always be the grocery shopper. Number one, I get it done quickly. I, like most men, I go up and down every aisle purchasing the things that I need. I go to the cash register, I check out, I come home. I take the groceries out of the vehicle, I put them away. Done. No problem. Don't threaten me with a good time. Versus tell me what you want and send me a list that I'm not going to read. And I'm going to go up and down and back and forth and sideways and upside down on all the aisles. And I'm going to put this thing back. And don't forget to look in the back for all the fresh bread. And don't take the milk. I don't need all of that. I can do the same amount of grocery shopping that she can do. 15 minutes tops. In, out, mission accomplished for what would take her an hour. Because she does it in a relaxing tone. A more comfortable, more leisurely stride. Where I go, go, go. So my level of celebrity depends on my listening audience.
Okay.
When I lived in Rhoda, my level of celebrity was elevated. We didn't have a lot of American radio stations there, and the Spanish loved listening to me, and the Americans listened to me. So I had a good audience. I had a nice level of celebrity that wasn't too crazy, but also wasn't unseen.
Okay.
Making going to the grocery store sometimes a challenge. Because I would go to the grocery store with that very same mindset. 15 minutes, I'm in, I'm out, I'm done. Mission accomplished. I did everything I needed to do. But somebody would see me, and somebody'd want to talk to me and tell me about something they heard or something that made them laugh. And of course, I don't want anybody to feel bad, and I want them to talk to me. So I'd spend time talking to them. But everybody I talk to, whether it's on the phone or whether it's in real life, there's one rule that I have lived by for years. You get 15 minutes. Everybody gets a maximum of 15 minutes.
That's all I need, baby. 15 minutes and I'm a happy woman.
Unless you have a I can use, 15 minutes is all you can get. And I will be bleeping that out. And that is a line I've used for years. Once upon a time, I'm in a barrack situation prior to a deployment. And one of my troops is on the phone, and I'm also on the phone with a very funny comedian friend of mine who's going through a really tough time. And I care about my friend. I spend about 45 minutes on the phone with him, but when I'm off the phone, I'm just exhausted. I am exhausted. That's too much time on the phone. And my sailors are out there in the main passageway of an open bay barracks, and I come out and I loudly say to the entire barracks that exact same limitation. Unless you have one I can use, 15 minutes. That's all you get, 15 minutes. I did not know one of my sailors was on the phone with his mother.
Oh!
And he turned to me and said, "Hey, Chief, my mom wants to know if she can talk to you."
Yeah, baby.
I was flushed with embarrassment. It was so funny in a room full of 100 guys to have one woman on the phone that would hear me when I say that. It was so funny. Let's move along.
Yeah.
Everything is everything. What it's meant to be will be.
Every week we go into the book of everything for a random factoid. That's what they're actually called. Something you may or may not have heard before. We're going to arm you with a random fact and challenge you to bring it up in conversation throughout the week. This week, randomly selected from the book of everything, I bring you this. If the mass of a 2-pound bag of sugar could be converted into energy, it would be enough to drive a car non-stop for 100,000 years. I think we've just found the answer to space travel.
Oh.
Yeah, because a 2-pound bag of sugar, how much money does it take to get 2 pounds of sugar into space? Now all you got to do is convert it into energy. Add a little fire. I don't know. Put it in a tiny little reactor. I don't know. I love to think that that's true. 2-pound bag of sugar could be converted into energy. It would be enough to drive a car nonstop for 100,000 years. Of course, no car is going to last 100,000 years. So there's another number. And here's another number. I just saw a Don't Do Fentanyl commercial. And one of the things they love to tell you about fentanyl is one tiny grain of fentanyl is enough to kill 100,000 millions Americans. They always say that fentanyl, just touching a single grain, can kill you. And then they're talking about, well, this guy was addicted to fentanyl. How? How can you be addicted?
That's a valid question.
All right, I don't want to distract you. I know you've got a list and you wanted to get through some things. You did something interesting, and we should have talked about this in the first segment because we're running low on time. But I am interested to hear a little bit about your weekend.
Oh, so on Friday, I went to a Roaring 20s murder mystery party.
Ooh.
It was so cool. Oh my God, it was so much fun. So the Vast, VAAST, bed and breakfast, they're in Adamstown, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, is a little further out. But the house is a 1910s mansion, which is like the perfect setting for this murder mystery party. It was so much fun. I dressed up. I had like the headband, the flapper dress, the high heels. I even won best costume, just saying.
Okay.
At this mansion. And then we all stayed at the bed and breakfast as well that night. And it was amazing. The bed was so really comfortable too.
Really?
I wanted to take the bed. Like if I could steal this king size bed and comforter, I meant to ask them, where did you get the comforter? But anyways, so we did this murder mystery party. Have you ever done one of them?
I have done many murder mysteries as the crime solver and sometimes as the murderer.
It is so much fun. They're doing another one at Halloween. And I'm like, oh, I secretly want to go, but I know I just went to this one. But it was so much fun. Like we had characters. I was not the guilty party, thank goodness. But I was the bartender. My character was Jen Slinger, and I was the bartender.
Nice.
And I added lib, and I also made myself like the town whore, which the best thing was, here's the best part. I was a Roaring 20s. I was supposed to be a Roaring 20s character, but when I would talk with a Southern accent.
Oh, they were people in the South in the 20s.
I know, but I was weird, whatever. And I kept holding the Southern accent, and I was like, and I was his best whore. I snuck through the door to meet him in his bedroom. Like, I was really...
I don't know if that's period correct. I don't think a woman from the 20s that works as a lady of the night would refer to herself as a whore.
Right, exactly. I mean, I'm just saying, I was all over the place. I was having so much fun, though.
I was disturbed in the pictures because someone we know was wearing a suit that wasn't a zoot suit. And I know that the zoot suit doesn't come out for another 20 years, but I think she would have looked amazing in a zoot suit. And then her coworker, someone that works with us, is in jeans. She phoned it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she phoned it in. I know who you are. Not saying your name.
She had a Billie Holiday shirt on. That was her 20s representation.
That's phoning it in.
And by the way, she won the whole game. She solved the murder.
Well, I do like her. She's a nice lady.
And I gave her a little trophy yesterday at work. So she's walking around with this little trophy going, I am the champion.
So doing cool things and telling the audience about them is awesome. And if we ever invite you back, remember, that's what the first 30 minutes is about.
I know. Can we cut this and push it to the front?
We try to stay close to an hour, but because we are not currently being carried on a radio station like our friends Chris and Ralph Tedda on the $18 podcast, they're being carried in Angelica, New York on their radio station. And that is a goal for the future, to keep the shows tight to an hour and then give them to local small radio stations for content. That would be fun, and it expands our audience a little bit.
Well, you can put out my dog story.
Well, I fell for the trap of the dog story. But then again, you're also at fault because you repeated the story about the copping a feel.
I repeated that not on air. I've just told you that in person. You can cut that one out too.
I'm not cutting anything out except maybe a couple of bad words that might have slipped in.
You know what? Cut it out.
I tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not doing the news this week. Yeah, that's right, listeners. You don't get to hear the news this week. You don't get to hear headlines from around the globe this week because of TuBaurs. So we're going to skip the news. We're having a wicked case of deja vu right now, so it's probably a glitch in the matrix. If any point I get shot, it was my wife that did it. Just know that. No murder mystery needs to be solved. Deja vu of her just walking in here and putting a cap in myself. We're going to skip that, but what I don't want to skip, and we're skipping the news, and we're skipping the question of the week.
No, this was the week that I wanted the question of the week. Oh, darn it.
After some mild protest, we will now go to the question of the week. And when we say the question of the week, you don't necessarily know what week we're talking about. We put the question out to our fans who are notorious for not responding to things. And when they do respond to things, we try to highlight those that respond. Now, you seem like you have a very solid opinion about this, so I'm going to let you answer this question first. What is your favorite perfume or cologne?
Nothing. I like to use essential oils for my perfume or cologne. You know, the skin is your largest organ. Therefore, all the chemicals that enter your body come through your skin. When I said X, hey, what was the first thing you noticed about me? He said, the pungent smell you had.
Oof.
I was like, pungent?
Pungent.
How dare you? And then he was like, but then after I got to know you, I realized it was just your essential oils that you wear. And I was like, these are beautiful smelling essential oils. They make me smell so feminine. They bring out my natural. And guess what? They're healthy for me. They're not going to give me some weird rash on my arm or itchy or smelly, chemically based smell. But I believe if you look at the question of the week, there is another audience member that supported my essential oils.
I can't find it. I can't find it.
Perfumes today, I walk into the meeting sometimes, and if somebody's got a perfume on, I will literally walk in and be like, woo, somebody didn't shower, and they got enough perfume on to cover it up.
Okay,
or enough cologne. It is disgusting. Like, you walk in and you smell stuff, and I'm like, oh.
There is a new person that works in our...
A new person?
A new person that works in our building who has an overpowering... It is... extremely strong. So much so that he left my front desk, was gone for 10 minutes. He went over to... The odor stayed of what he thinks is a pleasant odor that stayed in my workspace. And then he came back and went through, so it stayed for a good 30 minutes. Way longer than he was there, it was there. And then I had to go to the bathroom. And when I went to the bathroom, I immediately said, oh, he was there. He was here.
He was here.
He was here. And this morning, I recognized that he was either there or he had been there. And I can't find the question of the week on the Lunsby page, which, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck along with us this long, you probably already know this, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. You can follow along in the group conversations, in the fan conversations, by searching the hashtag LUNSB. That's Lunsby. Love you. Now say bye. You could do that while I continue to scroll. But yeah, when you were so adamant about telling someone that they stink because they're wearing essential oils or perfumes or colognes, I was like, wonder if she's going to say anything to this guy.
So I will. And
or you won't because of his pay grade.
Oh, I know who it is then because, and I probably won't because I think this person is maybe directly above me.
Yeah, I know. It's easy to say what a baddie you are. I'll tell a mofo to the face. And then like, what about this guy? Like, no, I'm not going to do that.
You know what? I might do it. If I can't take it, I might do it.
Here we go. Some of the responses from some of our listeners who actually care. Bryan says he loved hypnotic poison for his wife. Okay.
Oh, that was like in 90s, wasn't it?
Hey, man, if that's what the man likes, that's what the man likes.
Yeah,
Robert,
I remember it.
Robert said whatever my cellmate is wearing is nice.
Good one.
He is getting funnier and funnier. He also mentions that Polo by Ralph Lauren was a good one. And then he goes on, because Robert has never understood what is the best doesn't mean give me multiple answers. I don't want your multiple answers. You can give me one funny one, like the cellmate, and then give me one. But don't give me all of this to read through. Who is D&B? I don't know who D&B is. Our friend Corey said Light Blue by D&B.
Light blue. Oh, Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, Gabbana starts with a G.
G.
Jesus. That was the one my grandmother wore by Clinique. I can't remember the name of it. I just know they don't make it anymore. Well, Mama Knuckles out there, she says there's two that she really likes. Daisy by Marc Jacobs.
Oh, that is a good one.
And Eternity for women. Oh, Papa Knuckles there was an English leather and Old Spice man in his younger years, but later became an Eternity and Obsession man. Both fragrances I do enjoy. I do enjoy both Eternity and Obsession. Damian, not wanting to give up the ghost, not wanting me to know what the best smell is out there, says, nope, not telling. Or that's the name of a cologne I've never heard of before, called Nope, Not Telling. Flower Bomb comes from our friend Teresa. And, Miss Amy says Calvin Klein Escape was her 90s go-to.
Ooh,
Chanel Gabrielle is my pricey favorite. And then she goes on to list a bunch of others, just like Robert. Everybody list all of them. The best is what we're asking. You can give us one fake answer and one real answer, but don't give me a whole bunch of reading to do. Here are some other comments. Austin, who is down in El Salvador, has said Mont Blanc's Legends or Aqua di Gio. Darrell from the Darrell McLean Show closes us out every week, said Curve. Shirley Stanley, which is a pseudonym for Mike Stanley. He uses his wife's account, admits that he's an Old Spice man. Mr. Taney goes with CK1. Mrs. Taney goes with Victoria's Secret's Love Spell. And Dave Inman makes fun of Mike Stanley. So a lot of great responses, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your responses. This week's question of the week is going to go along these lines. What is your favorite peanut butter styled sandwich?
No.
I think you're going to find there's a lot more options out there than just Lay's potato chips.
Oh, yes, probably.
Yeah.
You can really do like a barbecue to get a little like savory flavor in it.
Some bacon. Somebody's mixing bacon and peanut butter, you know.
Yeah, you know it.
Yes. As far as my favorite cologne, I don't wear cologne anymore. I love the smell of ivory soap. And once upon a time, there was a cologne out there that smelled like ivory soap, but instead, I just use ivory soap and I don't cover it up with anything else. And if anyone knows what ivory soap smells like, then you know what I smell like when I'm fresh out of the shower. If I have to buy a cologne, I'm going with Tommy Hilfiger's, because Tommy Hilfiger's got a cologne called T, and the box is a giant T, and I like having a giant T around. You never know when you want to put your letter on something.
Then I need a giant $, so I can just start stamping dollar signs. Actually, that makes sense for what I do too, because I'm in the dollar bill, y'all.
Dollar bill, y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Especially real quick to those new listeners. You're always a surprise when you catch me in the wilds and say you listen and you enjoy the show. It's great to hear. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you listening. And participate on the fan page and listen to the Warno and the supplemental, all the things that we do. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget, you are loved.
I'll take that.
I nailed it. That was it.
Thank you for listening to T-Bone and Chick Brew. If you enjoyed that show, you should check out the Darrell McClain Show, independent media that won't reinforce tribalism. We have one planet and nobody's leaving, so let's reason together. You can find the Darrell McClain Show at the same place you actually listen to this show. Give it a shot.
I don't think you're coming back for episode 6.
I don't think so either.